Okay, I bet you can hear me now. Okay, so what I just said for the first 1.5 minutes was amazing. Nobody can hear me. So let's go back. So, of course, like when I was getting on camera, the camera goes out, all the stuff I had checked already to make sure. But now it wants to mess up. So it is Monday. So I hope everybody's having a great Monday. Um, and back in the swing of the week, right? It is raining here, which is always fun. I probably should ask, like, when I start my lives, like, what do you think the weather's like today? Because usually when it's raining, my hair gets bigger. So normally you can tell. But I labeled this one questions about airbrushing, cleaning, and mess ups. So I want you to ask me any and all questions that you have. It doesn't have to be just regarding those issues, but I do want to go over cleaning. Cleaning is a huge part of airbrushing. Obviously, you see that I already have makeup on. I had a meeting this morning, so I couldn't go just completely barefaced. I will be tweaking my makeup, but I actually, when I was getting ready, because I was in a hurry, I messed up like underneath my eyes and here, and I tried to fix it and ended up, it was becoming more of an issue, but I still did not ever have to take everything off and start over, because that is how amazing airbrush makeup is, where it really does. It's very forgiving. It's easy to correct. I mean, I've been airbrushing for close to 25 years. And so, like, it happens to even me, where I'm in a hurry. I'm not even thinking, blah, 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 just trying to speed through it. And then I don't spray correctly. And then it gets, clumpy or too wet or whatever the case may be. So I'm actually going to take my mirror here so I can see. See the areas I need to fix. And so when, as we age, when we're younger, we wear more makeup to cover up our youth. Like, we want to look older. But as we age, we actually should wear less makeup, and let our youth shine through. One of the areas that I'm very self-conscious is my under eye area. My lids are getting, more wrinkly and crinkly, and then under my eyes. And so instinctively, we think, oh, I need to pile it on so I can hide those wrinkles and crinkles. And that's not what we want to do. I do use regular concealer underneath my eyes sometimes. So where I can just like cover it real quick. And let's say I'm using a cream or a liquid underneath, but then I always put it on with this. And this is just a natural hair. It's actually a blending brush that you would do in your lid if you were doing eyeshadow. But I like doing it here where I can put on my my concealer that way, because it doesn't create a lot of pull. It doesn't, concealer brushes sometimes are really hard because it's the artificial hair. And so they're just harder, and I don't want to have that pull. And so if I do use a traditional concealer, I will put it on with this, and I'm able to blend it and go that way. Now, okay, I've been correcting it like all day. And so now I do kind of feel like I want to take it off and start over, because then I'm just adding. But my point to all of this was, and I'm only going to take it, I don't even have any wipes here. I'm just going to take it off a little bit, like kind of wipe some of it off. I'm not going to pull on my face hard. I just feel like, when you, good morning, Cindy. One thing I hear a lot of when I'm talking to people about airbrushing, they're like, oh, it made my pores look big. It made my wrinkles look more enhanced. It made blah, blah, blah. If that's the case, then that usually means that you're spraying too hard. When you're spraying airbrush makeup the proper way, that doesn't happen. We still, by the way, we still need to do the Velvet Veil with our this one, the spray on foundation. And I haven't forgotten about that. But like this morning, I used a regular concealer, brushed it on with this, and like looking at it with my up close mirror, I really feel like it's too much. Like like it's making me look more wrinkly and crinkly, which is not what we want, is it? But even me sometimes when, like today, for example, when I was leaving and I was trying to do it real fast, I do feel like you could see more pores, more like stuff was standing out a little bit more, though we don't want to. But again, we are always having to retrain our brains. We're used to feeling it, smearing it, blending it, all of this stuff. And when we're airbrushing, if we're doing it the right way, that is all done for us. And so, you know, you will get to the point where you don't have to think about it. But if that's the case, like, let's say, you know, we do, like when I looked and I was like, ooh, you can see my pores here. Tap. And I did get a, like a little, not a blender, but like a powder puff almost, and kind of tap that off, even though it was dry, but kind of to kind of move it. And then you can airbrush over that. That's the great thing. If I did this with traditional makeup, I would have had to start all over because you're going to see that demarcation line. But if you do have an area where you need to fix or remove it, where I can see bigger pores, then tap it and kind of blend it off where you don't have a demarcation line. This is live, Lori. And then you can just boop, 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 tap it out, and then you can airbrush over that, but take it slow. Why? Because we're concentrating in that one area. When we're doing airbrush the correct way, we're moving. But if you're concentrating in one area, you do want to take it slower because you're in one area, right? Does that make sense, guys? I feel like I'm talking in circles a little bit, but give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. I'll wait. All right, so I'm now going to use, this is the Silk 020. And I'm going to spray, and I'm going to use this under my eyes. I'm going to use it as pre-coverage. I'm going to use it as a highlighter underneath my eyes. I'm sorry, guys, but there's nothing that goes on like airbrush. I have a concealer that I actually love. I really do love it. And I do put it on with this, and I boop, 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 boop. But compared to this, there's a difference. And spraying underneath the eyes, it does take a second to get, because you do have to tweak a little bit more. When under the eyes, you can come in a little bit closer, but you're spraying lighter. You keep moving, and I can come down all the way here, but it does not show the wrinkles like a traditional concealer. And this concealer that I use, which I'm not giving you the name, is amazing. I love it. And I thought it was great. Hey, Angela. And it is great. But there's nothing like airbrush when it goes on under the eyes. If you are having issues spraying, I'll go over, I'll show you. Ooh, I just got a little flecks all over me. Okay, so I put a couple of drops of the 020. And then I always have like a paper towel or something, and I'll spray, and you can't even see it, but I'll spray the two, or spray whatever I have to make sure that that's the color that I want before spraying it on my face. Oh, yay! Angela's getting her breeze today. All right, so when I go on, I always tell you guys when doing the foundation, you're going to be 4 finger widths away. You want to keep moving. Wherever you feel that air is where the makeup's going to go. The air is your brush. It also is going to blend everything for you. So you're not going to see that. Okay? You don't want to see that at all. So spraying under the eyes, I'm going to come in a little bit closer. You also want to make sure this is level, but under the eyes, I'll do, boop, I'll go down a little bit. I look up because looking up is going to stretch this area how I need it stretched to put under eye stuff on. So let me move over here. I'm going to move back and forth before pulling down on the trigger. And then I even pull down lighter on the trigger. And like that's one pass. You can kind of tell a little bit of a difference. Is it what I want? No. But I'm now going to the other side, okay? Now I kind of go around my nose. I'm using it as pre-coverage. I know my nose gets red. So I go down here, a little bit up there. That's true. You can't go wrong. Okay. So that's shade 2 that I sprayed under my eyes. I had a little bit of redness for where I wiped it away. And I'm sorry, nothing beats it. Nothing beats it. Now, in the beginning, if you're spraying underneath your eyes and you're like, Heather, it looks more wrinkly and crinkly. No, you're going to get to the point where you're fine. You'll be fine with it. You learn every time you have the breeze in your hand. But you do have a little bit of wiggle room. So get your brush or blender. And if you look in the mirror and you're like, there's more wrinkles and crinkles, go in and just lightly blend whatever you need to away. So you do have, a second or two to fix or to tweak. But you'll get it where you'll know how to spray. You will know, okay, I need to spray even lighter. Number one, we're closer. So you can spray super light. If you need to practice on the spraying and the pulling down of the trigger, put some drops in here, spray it on a paper towel to understand how it works. This helps us, it helps click in our head how we do it, like how it comes out, how it's sprayed, what the spray looks like. What happens if I don't move it? What happens if I do move it? What happens if I move it too fast? What happens if I'm too close? You can do all these things with it and play with it to make sure that you're using it correctly, that you're getting it the best, you're using it the best way you know how. But again, you'll see that each and every time you have this in your hand, you're getting better and better. But like I said, guys, I've been airbrushing for a minute. Right? I still make mistakes, but I can still correct those. Okay. All right. So now I had to use the 2 and a 5. I'm going to mix those together. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Toil and trouble. Close my lid. Now I'm going to start on one spot. Go around. Now, I don't have to go all the way up underneath my eye because I already did that with the 2. So I can just kind of meet up there a little bit and blend down your neck. I'm going to take my up close and personal mirror. Oh my gosh, it looks so much better. Now, I will say using an up close and personal mirror, like when it's like, woo, right here, I normally would say like that could be the death of you or it could be your friend, but it really allows you to see how amazing airbrush makeup goes on. Now, you will notice a difference from when you first started to airbrush to now, because again, You'll understand if you're using it every day like you should, you'll understand how it works. You'll understand all the stuff, all the tricks that go along with it, right? All right, so now, oh, don't get me out of focus. Well, let me get this one. Go ahead and get me out of focus. I'm going to do, hold on. Okay. So I'm still going with the light makeup. I'm using the Cut One, and I'm going through all of those. Got to contour that chin. Only want one chin. You want 2 eyebrows, 1 chin. All right, so we did that. And now I did actually stop wearing as much shimmer. I used to put some shimmer up here because I loved it, but I felt like it was making, I thought it was time for a change. I thought it was time, like, maybe we should be doing that. And so I have held back on doing that. Now I'm actually going to use the Optics palette and these colors here as my blush. And I'm just adding a little bit of pink. Do a little bit on my eyes to give me a little bit of color as well. Then I'm going to take a neutral. Yes, girl. 2 eyebrows, 1 chin. I found a neutral lip liner that I like. It's not as nice as the Dusty Rose, but it's pretty close. And I have that. And then, like, in my purse or my bag that I carry, I'll carry my lip liner, and then I'll carry a gloss. Matte is going to stay on longer than anything, and so keeping things matte is good because for the staying power. So it will stay. But sometimes, like, as a day goes by and you're putting a lip liner on for another, second time, if your lips feel dry, you can top it off with like a lip conditioner or a gloss or even chapstick if you needed to. Although I don't like chapstick. Aquaphor, whatever. You can add that on top to give it another little kind of moisture into your lips, so it doesn't feel dry. It doesn't feel dry. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more mascara. Move that over there. It felt like my lashes were pointing the opposite direction of where I wanted them to point. All right, that's enough of that. So today I'm just going for like a clean face. Okay, just a clean face, not a lot of froof. Not a lot of froof. So let's talk cleaning. And Andrea just asked a question on YouTube. How many drops do I need of Tip Top Cleaner to clean my Breeze? So this is my theory. This is what I do, not my theory. So yes, everyone should have Tip Top Cleaner. Bam. Everyone, you want to clean your system with Tip Top Cleaner. However, you want to first run water through it. So get a bottle similar to this or a dropper bottle or whatever. Put water in it because you do not want to stick this underneath the faucet. That's going to make this fry, okay? So don't do that. The first thing I do is run water through it. I think this is actually water, not Tip Top. And so I'll fill that up, turn on my system. I back bubble and spray. Back bubble and spray. Spray. Get it all out. Get it all out. I even do this so it covers the bubbling part. And that way you don't have to be safe. But I'm going to blow that out. And I'm going to do it again. The first time with the water is to get it where it's like most of it's out. Because you might still have, you know, some makeup still in there. You might have it around the edge. And so the water's just going to get it out, right? And we know that this is water and mineral based. And so water will wash out the makeup. So I do the water first because that way I'm not using Tip Top to clean it all out. And it'll save you some money. And then after I do that a couple of times and it's pretty clean, then I'll put like 5-6 drops of Tip Top cleaner and do the same thing. Back bubble, blow, back bubble, blow. Get it in there. And then make sure that it is, you know, that it's blowing through. That's that way you're not wasting your, like, going through your Tip Top cleaner quickly. You can pre-wash with water, then finish it off with Tip Top. How many drops of Bulgarian serum do I need to use? In what order do I need to use at night in the routine? Okay, so the Bulgarian rose you can use at night, obviously. You can also use during the day, and I put like half of the dropper bottle in there. The Bulgarian rose is awesome. It's great for your skin. So as far as if you're using it as a moisturizer, you're going to put that on first. I love the smell. I use it a lot of time. I had this spray one and I would use it all the time at night. I even kept one in my car. But the Bulgarian rose is going to help plump up the skin. It does help with pore reduction because of the Bulgarian rose in there. And so all of that you're going to put on before the makeup. Okay. Now, after I've cleaned my system out, if I want to do, if there is some, like, I don't know if you can tell, but it may look like something's like deep down in there. You can take a Q-tip and kind of clean the edges, or clean, like I'm cleaning the lid here. Can't see because I'm holding the way I'm holding. And clean the edge. Now, do you need to do that every time? No. But sometimes I just don't want to see all that gunk. But even if you have like a little drop of, like, if you can see it deep down in there, that doesn't mean it's not clean. Like if you've run water through it and it's running clean, you've done your Tip Top and it's running clean, it might just be a little bit of the makeup caught on the ledge. So it's okay as long as it keeps running clean, right? So you can do that. Do not stick anything in here until you pull down on the trigger. No? Okay. So you can put your thing in, but this comes off. So you can twist that. I can clean that if I need to, which I'm just running a Q-tip around it that I put water on. And then you have this side, this little doodad. And then that's when you want to pull down on that trigger, because I'm taking the needle all the way back, and then gently put a little more water on it. Gently, I'm just going around there. Pull all the way down. And then I can take this doodad back and slide him back on. Now, make sure, see how this is slanted? I can put my finger there and tell, right? This is the wrong way. You want to make sure that it's level. So get it to the side and it's level. No to the slant, yes to the level. when you put that back on. And then you are good to go. And you're ready. So my system is 100% clean. And I'll even take like a makeup wipe, or one of those Clorox wipes, and even kind of wipe the sides, because we know we can be messy sometimes, just to clean it, like a big old deep clean. So there you go. So Andrea, at night with the if the Bulgarian rose is the only one that you have, still half a dropper is good. And our skincare, because it is colorless and all of that, you don't have to put it on like you would foundation. You literally could just make sure you get it everywhere. The Bulgarian rose, I usually concentrate more here because I have larger pores. And so I'll go down my neck. It's like a spa treatment. Go to town. Go to town. I mean, you can't overdo it at night because it's all going to be soaking in into your skin. So there you go. All right, guys. What order at night? Which ones do you have? I don't think you really have to worry about the order. If you look on our website, it'll tell you how many times to use each product, as far as like 3 times a day. I mean, 3 times a week or every day, you know, whatever. Like the Bulgarian rose, I know you can use every day. So the skincare, it just depends on what you're using. So if you only have the Bulgarian rose serum, after you wash your face, if you don't put on any other moisturizer, then use that. But if you do put on another moisturizer or eye cream or something like that, go ahead and put that on first and then end with a Bulgarian rose. All right. So I think that's all. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much. So great seeing everybody. I hope you have an amazing week. And I will see you. We are here Monday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. And love to see you here. All right. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.